What's going on, guys? I'm back again with the weekly Rust Skins videos, and today we have a pretty interesting looking store, pretty fat store actually. So this is the top sellers for this week. We have the Frog Chair at number 1, Redemption Python at number 2, and the Hellborne AR at number 3. And it looks like the skins are selling well because we do have a page full of limited store items with only one general item being on the top sellers. So it looks like this store is being received quite well by the community, which is a good thing. So let's get started with the clothing and armor. We have the Cargo Heli road sign, and we have the coffee can helmet, the kilt, and the road sign vest. So overall, they're all going for $3.05, at least the kilt and the vest are, and the helmet is going for $2.30, which is a little bit cheaper. I actually think that is a good thing these days because I do think that the out of all of the three items, the thing that's most likely to be replaced would be the helmet, in my opinion, for like a wolf head dress and a bandana, for example. So overall, I actually don't think this set will perform well. I actually do like the Cargo Heli set, but I do think this is the worst of the collection so far, unfortunately, and I just don't really think it looks very good. I think that is going to be how most people are going to be thinking about the Cargo Heli set as well for the road sign gear. I just think it looks really messy, and I don't think many people are going to enjoy it too much. It does have a little unique cutout on the front face mask, however, I don't think that is going to be sufficient enough to actually be able to make you profits and create a little bit of extra demand. So overall, not going to recommend investing in any of the Cargo Heli stuff off of the Rust store for this week, and I don't think it's going to make you money. Moving over to the Gold Chains road sign gloves. So this is actually a continuation because we have had the Gold Chains leather gloves, and they were the latest leather gloves we got, and we haven't had leather gloves in a long time, and they're actually down 28%. So they started at the same price point as the Gold Chains road sign gloves that are currently out, and we've also had the Gold Chains poncho with the unique cutout, which was only the actual necklace. So overall, that is also down. So I do think that pretty much indicates that this Gold Chains road sign gloves are likely going to not perform very well. However, I do think they will perform better than the two previous skins mentioned, just because road sign gloves you can obviously use at endgame if you're not using tack gloves. So overall, for $3.95, I think if you want to invest in these, I'd recommend getting them off of the community market with a buy order. They are going to be kind of hard to pair with some items, but they do look pretty cool in game, so we'll see how they perform. But I would recommend getting them with a buy order for a bit cheaper than what they're going for on the Rust store if you are planning to invest in them. Moving on to the final clothing of the week, we have the Heavy Night hoodie and the Heavy Night pants. Continuation, of course, of the Heavy Night collection that we now have, where we just had the jacket skin released last week, which was a unique cutout, and that is now going for $12.36. So skin's obviously performing quite well, and that was actually to be expected if you were anticipating the Heavy Night set to continue, which it clearly has. So not really too surprising, to be completely honest, because there was screenshots last week with the jacket with the user actually wearing the Heavy Night hoodie and pants already. So not too surprised that this has come out. It looks like it's quite a high quality collection so far. I think clothing is usually a little bit tricky to get, especially at a high quality like this. So props to the skin creator for that one. I actually do think that this collection is really good. If the set does continue, sure, I think it'll perform well. However, I do think it's going to be hard to continue the Heavy Night set. I would imagine the next items are going to be Metal Gear, but we don't have any screenshots of them, at least in these hoodie and pants screenshots. So yeah, if they do continue, then the Night hoodie and pants might go up in value, but they are above center store price and sitting at $3.05, which is going to make it harder to be investing in the hoodie and pants overall. And pretty much the way I think about it, the Heavy Night hoodie and pants need to have a continuation for the set next week in order for them to perform well. Because if it doesn't just keep rolling, then I think the demand and the supply, the demand and like the hype overall for the Heavy Night set will fade away quite quickly, in my opinion. So if you are going to invest in them, I'd recommend getting them off the community market just to be a little bit safer. Moving over to the weapons, we have the Hellborne AR going for $3.95, and this is a pay-to-lose AK skin. It doesn't have a glow sight, but it is a glowing AK. It actually does look really cool. I actually do froth this AK skin. However, of course, you are probably going to get double barreled by a rat in a bush in the dark while you're running around with your glowing AK skin. So you just have to keep that in mind if you are going to be picking up this Hellborne AR, and other people are going to be thinking about it as well when they're trying to decide what AK skin they want to buy. However, there is also a lot of favorite AK skins on the community market already that people already have their eyes on. And so I don't think the Hellborne AR is really going to have that high of a demand to be going above the $3.85 that it currently is on the Rustlum store. So overall, not going to recommend investing in the Hellborne AR off of the Rustlum store. However, I do think it is a pretty cool skin. All right, maybe over to the Redemption Python. So this is a big skin in my opinion. And it seems like it's quite underrated, not being number one on the top sellers. It's going for $3.95, so it's standard store price. And it's also a pay-to-win Python skin. So we do only have one other Python skin with a unique iron sight cutout. So we're missing the back irons by the looks of the screenshots at least, and I'm pretty sure these would be quite accurate. So the only other Python skin that has this kind of ADS is the Blackout Python, and that is going for $19.18. Of course, the Blackout collection is a little bit more successful than the Redemption set, where we've had some Redemption weapons perform well and some perform not so well. However, I do think this Redemption Python is going to perform quite well, and so overall I will recommend investing in the Redemption Python off of the Rustlum store for this week, and I do think it can make you some pretty easy money, to be honest. Alright, moving over to the deployables, we have the Frog Chair. I don't know what goes through Helk's mind, if it is still Helk that's choosing these skins each week when he decides, I'm going to choose this skin, because we do have a Frog Chair currently in the Rustlum store now. So $3.05 is what this bad boy is going for. It does have a glowing face, which is pretty cool, and I'm pretty sure there's only two chairs that are actually below this current $3.05 price point, and neither of them are glowing either, and another of them are proper meme skins like these. So overall, as a long-term investment, I do think you can be making money off of the Frog Chair as well. I think it is definitely meme-worthy. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it in videos, and I do think that it will have spikes of demand. Of course, it's not going to have constant demand because it is just for a chair. However, I do still think that it can make you money. So overall, I will recommend investing in the Frog Chair off the Rustlum store for this week. Moving over to the final skin of the week, we have the Ultramarine sleeping bag going for $3.05. And the Ultramarine set has now released like back-to-back for the last four weeks, I'm pretty sure. So what have we had? We've had like the garage door, sheet metal door, I'm pretty sure, and a large box, yeah. So all of those items are actually up 10 to 12%. So, I mean, it's pretty likely that this Ultramarine sleeping bag is going to go up around like the 10% mark. In my opinion, it's not really worth investing in, but if you want to try and make like a very minor amount of money, then sure, go ahead. Try and get it with the community market with buy order if you do so though, because that is going to maximize your potential profits. Of course, they are only just selling above center store price, so you will likely be able to get a bit of a steal with the community market buy order and just make a tiny bit of money. But in my opinion, it's not really worth it. But if you don't have a very big wallet, then go for it. That is going to do it for this week's video, guys. This is what the Rustlum store's top sellers are looking like. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and remember, have a skits one.